if I didn't have a functioning nuclear family, you guys would be paying your tax dollars. I'd be another American on welfare. You'd be paying your taxes for me. What do you think about that? I've had 3 women that I tried to stay committed with, which is called obsession now. If you try to work it out and not allow the relationship to break up, that's called being obsessed now. So, and that is cause for the woman to say you attacked her or that you were aggressive, you know what I mean, so that she can get a restraining order on you. And they say they're off your record, but those are on your record for life. Okay? Everything you do is on record somewhere, trust me. I don't care what anybody says. But I also, what I'm trying to say is I got a false allegation on me. I did a video about this. I got a false allegation on me in college. I ended up homeless. I videotaped, let me go through the story again so that you people can understand. A girl begged me to move in with her for help. I was still a little bit blue pill because I wasn't dating her. I wasn't planning on dating her. I wasn't even attracted to her. And I kind of wanted a bigger apartment. So I was like, yeah, this should be all right. She was a Christian. She told me, she went to church. She was a Christian. I'm a Christian. So I moved in with her. She started pulling a bunch of fucking psychotic bullshit. Her father called her on it. Took my side, so she flipped out and just would come home drunk and just start fucking... She would start verbally assaulting me, and if I just said anything back like, fuck off, you dumb bitch, or whatever, she would come at me swinging. And so I filmed it. I set up my camera with night vision on in my bag, my backpack that I used to bring all my shit to school with just the lens sticking out in my room, facing out into the hallway. And she came home drunk, just like I thought she would. She's like, oh, I'm going out partying, come home drunk. Started talking shit to me, and I was like, Michelle, let me tell you something, Oh, I just said her name, but I don't care. I was like, let me tell you something. Don't ever fucking put your hands on me again, because I'm getting tired of it. And sure enough, because I wanted it on film, yes, and I did goad her a little bit, but I wanted it on film that I'm not even allowed to tell her to leave me alone. And she starts attacking me, so that's what I did. I was like, you better leave me alone, don't put your hands on me. Sure enough, she come right at me. I caught it all on film. Her just smacking, kicking, trying to knee me in the balls, trying to punch me, grabbing my shirt and this is a girl that probably weighed 235 pounds, you know what I mean? She had probably 10, 20 pounds on me. I'm like a buck 90, buck 95, somewhere in there. I'm close to 200, but yeah, so my point being is I filmed the whole thing, and then I pushed her off of me, and she goes, I'm calling the cops. And I said, why? What have I ever done to you? And she said, nothing. I'm going to lie and tell the police that you're a psycho. And I said, why? First I said, why? Or I said, I'm not even defending myself. What do you mean you're going to call? I said, I'm not even fighting back. I said, I'm barely defending myself. What do you mean you're going to call the cops? And she goes, I'm going to lie and tell them you're a psycho. This is all on video. And then I'm like, what have I ever done to you, Michelle? And she goes, nothing, but I just know you're a bad person. And she runs into her room and calls the police. Even with the video evidence that I had, they allowed her to have a restraining order on me. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? So now, let's fast forward. I came home homeless. Everybody hating me with nothing to fall back on, man. You think I'm going to go sleep in the gutter? No, I went to my parents' house because that's what I had to do. You know, I'm not going to go sleep. I'm not going to be like other people and fucking go sleep out in the fucking bushes or go to a homeless shelter and get fucking robbed because of all the scum, because of all the people that can't make it because of this bullshit, that are also too proud to go to honor thy mother and father and fucking stick with their fucking family anymore because they're told that's being a loser. They've removed the ladders of upward mobility, but if you depend on your family, you're a loser. Yeah. This you guys really want to have, I mean, if you go with dismantling the family completely, then you can pay for people like me. You can get barely any of your paycheck because, and if you think they're going to bring in some utopia where none of us have to work and robots do everything, you're fooling yourself. This is the same people that have done everything that has happened to us up till now, and they're going to promise you a utopia. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. You're going to show up like the Jews did at camps with your bags, like thinking it's summer camp, like the old movies that you watch of the Jews getting off the trains. They're trying to tip the guys taking their bags as they're going into Auschwitz. And I don't profess to know everything about history. I'm just saying as an example. If I didn't have family to fall back on because of all the false allegations and parents, I'm employed at a friend of our family's because I was MGTOW before MGTOW was being cool, and it ruined my life. Just going, why are you letting women do this, but you're doing this to all the boys? And it was like, Stuart, and I was in trouble constantly for asking because the schools are authoritarianism now. If a smart young male, they beat them right down. They use authoritarianism on them to make them, basically operate machinery, but don't ask any questions. So whatever, man. I'm glad I have family, and I would be happy being in a family if I knew that, even if my ex, or even not my ex, even if the woman, if with a woman that wasn't completely brainwashed to hate men, basically, and that was brought up to respect men, and that didn't have the entire system at her disposal to be daddy if she lies. I don't mind the government and the courts being there, when there's absolute, there has to be just absolute proof, though. I mean, it has to be undeniable. Or beyond a shadow of a doubt, like everything else. It's not, she said something, and so her word is a conviction unless you can prove otherwise and have money for lawyers. That's the biggest problem that we need to get rid of. And then the guys that want to have families can at least have families, and the guys that don't want to, you don't have to. But that's all I wanted to say.